Rupert Spira is a contemporary teacher in the tradition of non-duality. This is a reflection inspired by his teachings. The teachings are not about belief or philosophy, and not about becoming something new. They are about gently noticing what is already there. At the heart of his work is a very simple invitation to discover what you truly are beneath thoughts, roles, memories, and stories. Rupert does not present himself as someone special or higher. He points again and again to ordinary experience. It's about this moment, awareness itself. He invites us to look closely at that we call I. And it's not about the word I, not the story of me, but the felt sense of being aware. So for a moment now, you might notice that you are aware already. You are aware of these words, aware of sensations in the body, aware of thoughts or the absence of thoughts. The simple fact is, awareness is present. And that is the starting point of his teaching. And you might gently ask yourself right now, am I aware? And notice what happens immediately after that question is asked. Before the mind answers, before any thoughts appear, there's often a tiny gap, a moment of silence, a clear pause. And that gap is what we are looking for. Not as something to hold on to, just something to notice. One of the core insights Rupert Spira points to is this: what you truly are is not the body, and also not the mind, not your personality. Those are all things that are in experience. And whatever is experienced cannot be what you essentially are. Because you are that which experiences all those things. And this awareness is not personal. It does not belong to a body. It's not located in the head. It never had an age or a history. It only seems personal because it's filtered through a particular body and mind. It is simply the knowing presence that is here right now. Quiet, open, and effortless. Another key aspect of his teaching is that awareness is not something you need to reach. It is already, always present. Before every thought, every effort, and before every attempt to meditate. Even the thought, I am not aware, appears to you, appears in awareness. So nothing needs to be done, essentially, to become aware. It is just to be noticed that awareness is always there. Now, for a few moments, you might let attention gently move through the body. There's no need to visualize, just feel. Perhaps notice your hands. Can you find a clear boundary where the hand ends and the space around it begins? Or is there simply a tingling stream of sensation appearing in awareness? Maybe you notice your feet next. Is there a solid edge to the sensations there? Or just a pulsing or a vibration, maybe a warmth? All of it arising on its own, without any effort. Sensations appear, change, and fade. Awareness, however, remains all the time. Rupert often speaks about happiness and peace, and he talks about them not as emotional states, but as the natural qualities of awareness itself. You see, peace is not something that comes and goes. Essentially, it is what remains when resistance softens. And happiness, in this understanding, is not excitement or pleasure. It's the quiet ease, quiet joy of being what you are, complete already. Much of human suffering, according to his teaching, comes from a simple misunderstanding. We believe ourselves to be a separate, limited entity inside the body. A me trying to survive in a world that often feels unpredictable. And from this belief come fear and seeking and resistance and control. And Rupert gently questions this belief and invites us to look directly. Is there really a separate self here? Or is there simply experience appearing in awareness? Thoughts arise, sensations arise. Right now, you can feel it. The feelings arise. But is there an actual boundary where awareness ends and the world begins? When this is seen clearly, even for a tiny moment, something relaxes. Not because life becomes perfect, but because the sense of being fundamentally incomplete softens. You realize you are not a fragment in need of completion. You are more like the space in which all the fragments appear. Another central teaching is about love. Rupert often points out that love is not something we generate. Love is the recognition that there is no real separation. When the sense of other dissolves, even slightly, what remains is openness and acceptance. Love is felt as the absence of resistance to what is. This is not forced kindness, but natural intimacy with experience. In his understanding, meditation is not a practice of concentration. Meditation is not ultimately about controlling the mind. It's about resting as awareness itself, letting sensations be sensations, letting thoughts be thoughts, and noticing that awareness is already at ease. So if you notice the body right now, you may feel its weight, the surface beneath you, supporting you. The breathing is happening on its own without effort. And all of it is right now appearing in awareness. It's appearing to you or in you. And awareness itself is untouched. It cannot be scarred by any content of experience. Rupert's teaching does not promise a better future self. It points to the simple fact that what you are has never been damaged, never lacking, never incomplete. You see, even confusion appears in clarity. Even restlessness appears in this stillness. The truth is never in the words, but in the experience they quietly point toward. And these pointers are aimed in the right direction. If you are listening to this for rest or sleep, there is nothing more to do. You don't need to hold these ideas. You don't need to remember them. Just let the words fade. Let the body sink. Awareness remains quiet, open, at peace.